I just want to share with my colleagues that I'm grown increasingly concerned just about how we use certain agenda items. I mentioned this briefly last time, and there have been a number of incidents either under public comments or communications and reports where I feel like my colleagues go overboard, and I just want to be on the record saying that I think it's a misuse of the public process. That's all I want to
Any
say.
further comments?
The staff report talked about the Brown Act. Is your objection the Brown Act? Because I can agendize everything I want to talk about. I mean, is that your concern?
Well,
Well, it is. I know, John. I know the last meeting there was I can't remember the topic, but it went on for an extended period of time under the guise of communication and
which it
report.
hadn't been
And
agendized.
It hadn't been agendized, and so I think to the extent we do have a pretty liberal, agenda process where council members can put items on there. And obviously, hopefully, not all of you are going to come up with 10 separate items, otherwise we won't be able to handle everything. But we do have a pretty liberal policy of allowing council members just to put items on the agenda, and I think that would be a more appropriate way to do it, rather than
That makes
just
sense.
Okay.
rather
what
than
if-
just coming here and we get this, because then you are limited to just making a brief comment or a brief report as opposed to having a discussion.
I'm happy to put it on if I know that I want to talk about it the Wednesday before the city council meeting. But if it's something that comes up between Wednesday and Tuesday, then I would not have that opportunity. So for those things, I would still bring it up.
Any other member comments?
I think
have
the last time you
several.
wanted to get some traffic counts because the council manager was closing the ramp and there wasn't enough time to...
Well, then the other avenue that you have at your disposal is in the same government code section that I attached, is when you can then add an item to your agenda to the extent the need to take action on it arose subsequent to the posting of the agenda.
Right.
And that's what occurred, as I recall, the last meeting, and I think we actually raised that as an avenue to continue the discussion, and it was just sort of lost as the council continued on in the discussion. So we never really did get to a formal, hey, let's add this item to the agenda.
Sure.
And certainly you always have that at your disposal. So I think with that avenue and our sort of liberal agendizing rules that we have, there really shouldn't be too many instances where our comments are nothing but just real brief reports as opposed to long discussions.
Anything else, Councilmember Fricke?
In the